All things Mavs.
Hey Mavs fans, welcome into this special edition of All Things Mavs, but special doesn't always mean good. We got some breaking and unfortunate, but also maybe happy news depending on what side you land on about JJ Barea. According to Tim McMahon, as of 6 o'clock Central Time on Wednesday night, JJ Barea will be released before the Dallas Mavericks begin their preseason. And this is something that, I've talked to you guys about before on this show where, hey, JJ was signed on to be a veteran on this team. He received a guaranteed contract for a veteran's minimum contract, of $2.6 million. And now, because the Mavs have 16 guys on the roster going into training camp, JJ Barea is the odd man out, and he is going to be cut before the preseason begins. Let me read you off that exact tweet, the exact report from Tim McMahon. He says, sources, Mavs plan to release JJ Barea on Thursday. Mark Cuban knew this move was likely when Barea signed a one-year, $2.6 million deal last week, but wanted to reward him for his impact over 11 years with the Mavs. And apparently, JJ Barea still wants to play in the NBA. So before I break this down even more, talk about what it really means, because obviously it means a lot emotionally if you're a true Mavs fan for life, but it means a lot on the court and with this Dallas Mavericks team moving forward as well. Before I get into any of that, we need to do something. We got to get this trending on YouTube right now. Type "thank you JJ" in the comment section just to say thanks to JJ Barea for all he's done for this team, because honestly, he deserves a big-time thank you and a big round of applause for all he's done in 11 years with the Dallas Mavericks. So get down to the comment section and type that. I'll type it for you as well, but I want you to type it as many times as you can. Just say thank you, JJ. Now, the interesting part of this report was the fact that CUBAN wanted to reward him. He knew that he was probably going to cut JJ Barea. He knew that when Barea said, I don't want to coach, I want to play, that he was going to have to give him some real money to reward him for playing 11 of the 14 years of his career with the Dallas Mavericks. So he says, you know what, JJ, thank you. He said thank you already, but he actually handed him $2.6 million, worth a little bit more than just a comment on YouTube. But CUBAN pays JJ, and look, the story and the success of this guy cannot be understated. I mean, an undrafted dude, 5'10", was never supposed to make it in the NBA, has now spent 11 years with an organization. He spent those weird years with the Minnesota Timberwolves that we won't really talk about because we don't talk about that here. And he has continued to succeed. And he helped this team win a championship. And he helped this team lead with young Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis and took them under their wing and continued to teach them. And, he's not going to be in the locker room next year as a player, but there's still a chance that he's in there in another capacity that I'll talk about here in just a moment. But if you're a true Mavs fan for life, I know you have plenty of JJ Barea memories stored up there in that big blue brain of yours. So what's your favorite JJ Barea memory? And if it's 2011, which I have a feeling it will be for the most part, because never forget, just never forget, in an unprecedented move, when the Mavs were down 2-1 in that series, Rick Carlisle takes JJ Barea and puts him into the starting lineup in the finals. The biggest series of the franchise's history. So if it's 2011, just type 2011 down in the comment section, because I know that's mine for sure. Now, one thing I want to tell you about is this deal over at Fanatics, that they're hooking you up with the greatest Dallas Mavericks face masks. I know we're talking about JJ, but I still want to tell you about these deals, because when you check out this link right here, that helps me out and it helps our friends out at Fanatics as well. Chatsports.com/Mavs mask. You can get any mask you want in as many packs, or as many in a pack as you want. You can get 1, packs of 2, packs of 3, or packs of 4. Go pick one up for yourself today, whether it's for Christmas, whether it's just for yourself because you're running out of clean masks that you need to use. Well, guess what? You'll never run out of clean masks when you get one from this link, because they're machine washable. So go check them out today at chatsports.com/Mavs mask. Now, one interesting thing about this is that, JJ was the 16th man on this roster. And of course, as you guys know the rules, the Mavs can only have 15 guaranteed players under contract, plus their two-way players. Now, the two-way contracts are, of course, taken up by Tyler Bey and Nate Hinton out of Houston. But the 16 guys under contract, those last two contracts that were handed out were to Wesley Iwundu, who's a 25-year-old wing out of Orlando, that played with Orlando last year out of Kansas State, and then JJ Barea. Now, initially, I said, hey, JJ Barea is here to stay. He's going to play that mentor role. Obviously, I was proven wrong, and the Mavs are committing to this youth movement as they will keep Wesley Iwundu on the team. He got 2 years guaranteed, so I guess I shouldn't have been this surprised by this move. And they're committing to actually playing him and making him a part of the rotation. In fact, I think Wesley Iwundu is going to be basically Justin Jackson's role, but he's actually going to play Justin Jackson's role better than Justin Jackson ever did. That's what Wesley Iwundu has a chance to do on this Mavs team, and they now have 15 guys under contract, most of which are very, very young, unlike a 36-year-old JJ Barea, who is upping that average age for the Dallas Mavericks already. So I'm happy that they're committed to the youth. I just didn't see this coming. But I already talked about this on my Twitter account, at @all_things_Mavs. Look, it's even right there. Wait, no, right there on my shirt. You can go check me out there on Twitter or on Instagram as well. Same handle, @all_things_Mavs. Help me grow both of those accounts as I continue to give you all the latest and greatest Dallas Maverick news and even breaking news the second it happens. Now, I mentioned earlier in the show that JJ Barea could return as a coach or that he could return in some capacity. Well, he could return as a coach. I still think that's a possibility, and I know that one day he wants to be a coach for the Dallas Mavericks. But right now, he is committed to playing another year in the NBA. In fact, he specifically requested to be released ahead of the preseason so that he could find another contract with another team. Now, I don't know what team's going to pay him. I hope some team does. I think he deserves to get paid, but I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who's going to give him a contract and guaranteed playing time as well. And I also don't know where JJ's going to want to go because he's got a family. He's got kids. They're all rooted in Dallas. I don't know where JJ's going to end up now, but if he still wants to play, it's not going to be in Dallas. But just because JJ's cut, that doesn't mean this guard rotation is any weaker. In fact, this guard rotation is freakishly strong, if you ask me. You look at who you got, right? Your starting point guard is an MVP candidate in Luka Doncic. Great. JJ Barea and him are best friends, but Luka's your starter. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. on the 2, but let's go just point guard depth, right? You got Luka, Jalen Brunson. Trey Burke can play some point guard, but they'll play more off the ball with him like they did with Seth Curry. And you just drafted Tyrell Terry with the 31st pick, who the Mavs had a first-round grade on. So there were plenty of guys in this rotation already that were going to weed out JJ Barea that if he really wanted to play, it just wasn't going to happen for him. But now he gets a chance to potentially go find some playing time somewhere else. And you look at the 15 men on this roster, you got your starting 5, right? Luka, Tim Hardaway Jr., Josh Richardson, Dwight Powell, Kristaps Porzingis. Off the bench now you have Maxi Kleber, Willie Cauley-Stein, Dorian Finney-Smith potentially off the bench, Trey Burke, Jalen Brunson, your rookies Josh Green, Tyrell Terry. Now Wesley Iwundu is under contract. You have Tyler Bay as a two-way guy, and you also have Nate Hinton as a two-way guy. I know I'm forgetting somebody just off the top of my head, but I just tried. Oh, of course, Bobby. How could I forget Boban as well is still under contract with the Dallas Mavericks. And Maxi, I think I've named just about all 15. But you got your 15 guys going into the preseason. You know who it's going to be. Obviously, they'll make some training camp cuts with guys like Devontae Patterson and Freddie Gillespie as well in there. But right now, the Mavs are set. There's no more JJ Barea, but the Mavs are committed to this youth movement, and they've got a deep team, probably one of the deepest teams that they've ever had. And if you made it to the end of the show, guys, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you tuning in with this random breaking news that I had no idea was going to come about. And remember, now that you're here, I do want to remind you that this isn't going to be official until Thursday. So if you're watching this Wednesday night, it's not official quite yet, but it will be. If you want more news, you want more rumors, you want to talk Dallas Mavericks basketball every single day, this account right here, this channel right here is the best place to go. YouTube.com/allthingsmavs. Help me continue to grow. Turn on your notifications. Give this video a like, and I'll see you next time.